But I want to talk about some happiness right quick. So what's the summary of your happiness, right? We all understand, I talk about the power of the subconscious mind a lot. And, that really just boils down to you being aware of that you're going to be thinking. I always tell people you're really thinking in two planes. There's your conscious mind where you're like, what do I want to eat for dinner? What do I want to eat for lunch? What type of shoes am I going to wear? That's your conscious thinking. You're actually you're putting forth an effort to what you're thinking. And then there's that second version of you that's actually the habitual version of you, where even though you're thinking about what shoes am I going to wear, the habitual side of you is going to go look for the shoes that's your favorite. You're going to just go put those on. And a lot of times you'll do it. I think you might grab that favorite jacket. So we have to get to a space of being able to identify the voices that we're communicating with. And a lot of times you always want to make sure when we come to your goal setting, write your goals down. When you come to dealing with adversity and problems, write it down, get out your head. Because what oftentimes people do, guys, is that we'll have these different challenges and things that we're dealing with, and we allow ourselves to stay in our head. And because our mind is so creative and has this powerful imagination, you will create an outcome that is not beneficial to you, right? So what you want to do is get in the habit of using pen to paper all the time. Get it out. Don't worry about trying to be neat. Just get it out. Because now you can really say, okay, oh, that's not a good thought. Let me change that. That doesn't make sense. I shouldn't think that way. You can begin to analyze your thinking when you put pen to paper. So y'all drop in the chat box, get out your head, get out my head, get out my head, get out my head, because you're going to be dealing with certain, remember, a lot of times people don't realize the thoughts that they are creating. You can be just talking to yourself. You can be humming music. Y'all ever had a song stuck in your head? Guess know in the chat box. Y'all ever had a song stuck in your head, right? It's just going on for hours sometimes. It's just looping because it's so engraved in your mind. So what you guys have to do is, I want you to think about that music that did get stuck in your head, but then think about the thoughts that are stuck in your head that you don't even realize that are playing on loop, that are on repeat. So we have to start really, really being intentional about, what are my thoughts during the day? Please write that down. What are my thoughts during the day? What are my thoughts to myself during the day? What are my thoughts during the day? What are my thoughts when I talk to myself? Because the most important conversation you're going to have outside of God, guys, is the conversation you have with yourself. So you got to you got to be very intentional. What am I thinking when I'm at work? What type of thoughts are going through my head when I'm driving on the way home? What kind of thoughts am I having in my, guys, you can be sitting there watching TV and your mind is just still thinking, right? Please understand this. Just because you're focused doesn't mean you stop thinking, okay? So just because you say, I'm gonna pause for today, I'm gonna take a break, your mind doesn't take a break. So we have to be mindful of, what am I thinking about throughout the day? I'm not talking about your conscious mind, okay? The conscious mind is the one asking the question, okay? I hope y'all catching this. My conscious mind is saying, what am I thinking about? Because I need to know what's looping in the back of my head that is not healthy for me, that is not being constructive, that is not benefiting me in my life, right? You guys have to understand the tremendous power within you, and happiness will come when you really have confidence in your power, when you have confidence within you. People put too much emphasis on, I know a lot of you guys are entrepreneurs on the call. A lot of you guys have families, you guys are parents. You just have a lot of different goals that you're pushing toward. And maybe that's one of my goals is, again, is this, it rolled over to this year, which is, no, it ain't roll over. It's just a continuous goal. My goal is to make it really stick as a lifestyle again. I used to be very obsessed with working out. So I don't even, I post it here and there, but my goal is to this is just me. This is just who I am, right? So what about you? Is it communicating? Is it being a better communicator? Is it spending more time with your family? Is it loving yourself better? Is it you trying to get out of the negative thoughts? Maybe you're comparing yourself to other businesses and other relationships. Maybe you're competing and comparing and complaining, the 3 C's that I tell people don't speak. And you have to ensure, remember, in the minute you're competing, complaining, and comparing, guys, those are the negative thoughts that are very destructive to you having a healthy lifestyle. Not only will it affect you mentally, but it will also begin to deteriorate your mind and your body, and literally just plays a role, because whether you want to call it stress or not, that's what you're creating. All right. And we all know people who got a lot of stress and a lot of workload and things that they can't handle, they typically have high blood pressure outside of diet and hereditary space. Right. So you have to develop that level of confidence within you. And you have to understand that every single person that you're looking at, the things that you're desiring for yourself, Guys, they're just your twin. Somebody drop the word twin in the chat box. Every single person that you're looking at, the people, the admiration you have, please make sure you separate obsession from admiration, because a lot of people start idolizing people that they're looking towards. You got to make sure that you're having that level of admiration and not obsession. I'm taking this month where I am on social media only for business. I am not doing any leisure. I don't know what nobody got going on. So if it's a birthday, new business, I won't know about it, because I'm intentionally making sure I don't spend any time doing too much leisure, because I want to start applying that time to my goals and to my dreams. You guys really need to start auditing. How much time am I spending on social media? What are my thoughts, conscious and subconscious? And those thoughts that I'm having, are they healthy for me? Are they really helping me to be a better person, a better version of myself, right? And the reason I told you guys to drop the word twin in the chat box is because every single person that has the success that you want, the body that you want, the bank account that you want, the belief, the faith, the spiritual level, the mindset, the economical lifestyle, whatever they have, the admiration you have for them, I need you guys to understand they're simply your twin. That they just made the right choices, they made the right decisions to have the outcome, and you can do the exact same thing, because God gave us all the same abilities, right? So please understand, I say this every once in a while, that when you have those certain thoughts, that you are completely ignorant to your ability and you're ignorant to your abilities, and you're ignorant to who you truly are, because you're going to make yourself feel less than. Remember, what thoughts am I telling myself? I have to start taking an audit of my thoughts. You can rise to victory over every defeat and realize your cherished desires. They're going to come to you guys through the marvelous power of your subconscious mind, through the Holy Spirit, but ultimately who you are. Don't get so caught up. I posted on Instagram today. It's not the goal isn't really the objective. The goal isn't what you're focused on. All right. So imagine all of us have a goal to hit. I want to make $10,000 next month. All right. All of us got to go to make an extra $10,000 in a day next month. All right. And so we hit the $10,000 mark, and then those feelings are instantly released. All right. That satisfaction is instantly released. And so, but the question is, who did we have to become to make $10,000 in one day? That's what you want to be obsessed with. So many people are so obsessed with, I want to hit this goal, I want to hit that goal, and they're completely unaware that your obsession isn't the goal. Your obsession is the steps that it takes to become that goal, because nobody can take that process away from you guys. A doctor can hang his credentials around the hallway, around the house, and somebody can come and steal every single piece of paper that's hanging on that wall. But guess what? They can't take. Somebody drop that in the chat box for me. What the person that came in and tried to steal something, what can they never take away from this doctor, right? All right. Reaching the goal is the lesser importance. It's more so who you become. All right. It's just who you become. You can't take away experience. You can't take away knowledge, right? Somebody can hack my trading account. Okay, I can just get it right back. Does that make sense, y'all? Yes or no? Don't fall in love with allow the material things on the external plane to push you, but please write this down. I need to be obsessed with the person I need to become. Do not get obsessed with just the goal. The goal is just a reward, but the goal is a byproduct of the person. Let's say it that way. The goal is a byproduct of the person, right? And so you guys have to be very excited, very intentional. And we did a call a long time ago, and I challenged everybody. We had a challenge with who can fail the most. Who can fail the most this week? Who can fail the most today? Who can fail? Because what I was trying to do was create a transformation. Everybody takes the word failure and they create a negative notion on it, but it doesn't make any sense. It's so amazing to me how people are so brainwashed and so conditioned to think failure is a negative thing. It's like, I don't know, maybe we need to change the word so people can actually start to love it again, right? Failure is a word that you should love. Please write that down. Failure is a word that you should love, because first you have to have curiosity. And once you have the curiosity, you're going to start aiming towards something. All right. And when you're aiming towards something, there's going to be multiple attempts. Why is Kobe Bryant one of the best players ever? Why is Michael Jordan? These people shoot and shoot and shoot. I'm a phenomenal trader. And I can say for the past 2 weeks, God is throwing I'm not gonna say God is per se is doing it, but there's something, it's every adversity that's happened for me in the past 2 weeks out of my entire 4 years of trading. And I just say, you know what? I receive it. There's something greater that's happening. And so I guess I got to be molded real quick for something greater, for something bigger, right? So when adversity happens, remember that Ms. Nicole spoke in the book of James. She does a mindset call on Mondays in the morning. And she spoke in my favorite book, the book of James, which it says, rejoice in the space of adversity, because you got to think of this, if I send you a gift basket, and that gift basket, when you receive a gift basket, typically you're looking for good things, treats and goodies and gift cards and food and stuff like that. But what if we could take that gift basket, and if you can take the word gift and engulf it in the word failure, your life is going to change forever. I'm going to gift you with a basket of failures, because it's going to push you ahead of so many people. If y'all catching this, please let me know in the chat box. I am going to gift you. God says I'm going to gift you with a basket of failures. And I'm going to gift every single person, but you got to be who's going to be the person to actually take this basket and say, all right, the faster I get through these failures, the better I become, even though I'm made in the same image, even though this person is not my competition, even though this person, I'm not comparing myself, but what I can do is use what I call a healthy comparison. So what I can do is see this is so good. What I can do is see that me and you got this gift on the same day. We got these gift baskets on the same day, and we have the same dreams. We want the same job. But what I can do is look at this person and observation. Let's use the word observation. When you guys are looking at people, be observant. When you're observing, you're studying, you're doing an analysis, you're taking these things. What should I not do? What should I do? What is this person doing that I shouldn't do? Right? What is this person doing that I should do that will benefit me? We both got a gift of failures. Failures is a gift, family. It's going to help you to overcome so many challenges. And that's what I had to tell myself for these past 2 weeks of this new business lunch is this is a gift, because things are being sent to me. Questions are being asked. I'm just like, what is going on? And I just take it. And I say, you know what, God, you know what? You got a big red bowl in this gift basket, and I'm prepared to receive. And I thank you for it, because it's easy to allow your tongue to speak the wrong language and to feel like you're being defeated. But when you can literally start growing a conscious awareness that this is not something negative happening in my life, this is just the book of James. He told me I had to receive adversity. I need this adversity because this is the prayer I prayed for. I want to be a millionaire, right? I'm a millionaire. It's so funny because I have the millionaire affirmations playing in the background right now. I'm a millionaire, so I have to welcome adversity. You guys also need to do this. When you take that sheet of paper, when you take these thoughts out of your mind, remember, put all the problems on your sheet of paper, because there's a solution to every single problem. All right. It wouldn't be a problem, right? It wouldn't be a problem if there was no solution for it. But when you guys are writing down these goals, these dreams, these problems, these challenges in your life, you also need to write down, what qualities do you believe it takes for you to obtain these different things in your life? Right? I actually sat down Sunday and actually wrote out a whole plan. What is the millionaire habits? What is the routine? What is a millionaire to you? Let me get on Google. Let me actually look for millionaires. Let me have a conversation with a millionaire and ask them, what do I need to do? Well, you're doing it pretty much. You just got to keep doing it. All right, cool. Wake up early, study, read, self-development, spend almost, I actually live under 25% of my income. You hear some people say keep it under 75. I think that's too high. I'd rather live on a little and invest all and save most of it, right? So 25% of my income is my expenses. The rest is investments and savings. How long do we do this? We do this until. Do not get so emotionally involved with linear time, guys. I think time is such a distraction for so many people because, I'm supposed to have this many people in my store now. I'm supposed to have this many people in my business. I'm supposed to have this raised by now. I'm supposed to have this. No, you're not. You need to write down who is supposed to, what type of person is to receive these type of things that you're requesting for. And that's when you actually request it. And God say, here go that basket you've been praying for. And the basket you think is supposed to be full of gifts and trinkets, but the basket is full of failures. because you got to think of faith in a scientific way. Your faith is got to go through trial and error. You got to go through, make a hypothesis, right? My hypothesis is this. And I remember it was like 6 steps or something like that back in the day. But this is the end goal. Okay, how many attempts are you going to make to reach the goal? Attempt is synonymous for failure, right? I don't know why people separate the two. How many attempts? Let me ask y'all a question on tonight. How many attempts are you going to make to reach your goals and dreams? That's a real question. Is it 2 attempts, 3 attempts, right? You're too caught up on May 31st, December 16th, November 8th. No, bump the date, y'all. The attempts, and every attempt that you make, you say, okay, today I made this attempt and this is what happened. This was the mistakes. These were the things that happened. How can I improve? How can I be better? Every single attempt, AKA failure that you make from that gift basket, you need to track it, right? What happened today? Well, yesterday I took care of my nephew. I didn't get to go to the gym early in the morning because I spent the night at my family's house. And then that messed up my schedule. Anyway, what did I learn? Stay at home. All right. Stay at home so I can stick to my routine. Don't spend the night at somebody else's house, because guess what? You get out of your whole day is out of alignment. So it was oh man, I missed day 2 of work. No, it was another attempt. And guess what? I'm just going to be better. How can I improve? That's what you guys want to remember. All right. You got to be in a space of just choosing happiness. All right. Y'all drop in the chat box. I choose happiness. Happiness is a habit. Happiness is a habit. I just found out it's, basically somebody completely close to me. They actually, I think they don't understand who I am anymore, because they say, Brittany always, basically I'm just too positive, right? I'm like, it's not, I'm just too positive. I'm choosing what? I'm choosing to serve happiness. I'm choosing to serve God. I'm choosing to serve this. If you bring a problem to me and I sound too happy all the time, and all the time it's not happy, I want to give positive advice. I want to pour into you. Want me to say you're going to be garbage and trash, right? So you have to choose who you're serving. And guys, when you say I choose happiness, you got to do everything that it takes to maintain that level of happiness, right? What things are you dealing with today that will create, side note, it's kind of off the map, but it just hit my spirit, guys. Every time you make a decision, you want to ask yourself, would this decision lead to regret? All right. Or would this decision benefit me? Learn to practice that exercise. Would this decision lead to regret, or would this decision benefit me? Because, and not just in the moment, would this decision affect me a year from now, 2 years from now, right? So, I don't know, it just hit me, and maybe somebody needs to hear it tonight, but be aware of the decisions that you make, because they'll catch up to you, right? They'll catch up to you, they'll affect your life. And so be very mindful. Will this affect me today or not? So when you're choosing happiness in this moment, guys, I'll need you to do a complete analysis. Like I said, in generational wealth, the goal is to focus on the 5 keys of wealth: spiritual wealth, emotional wealth, physical, financial, and mental. Okay. So when you're assessing these areas of your life, when you look at who you are today, if we start at the physical, so what do you want to improve, right? You want to go to the dentist more frequently, right? I'm sure somebody got some breath hawking on the call tonight. I'm kidding. All right. So you want a better diet. You want to, not depend on pills and depend on medicine. Like, make it a goal. All right. Where are you at financially? Maybe you want to be better financially, but you haven't. Your pride is so in a way you won't have a conversation to the person that you're either in admiration for or obsessing over, because obsession is negative and admiration is healthy and positive. All right. But your pride will not allow you to call the person that can help you just know some information, right? I'm building an academy right now, and there's 3 books I'm actually putting in the academy. One of those is The Richest Man of Babylon. And I've told so many people to read that book, and so many people have not read that book. And I look at people a year down the road, 2 years down the road, and they're still battling their same paradigm. Why? Because they didn't do something to grow. What did you do today to grow yourself? What book did you read? What audio did you listen to? If your mindset is the same mindset you graduated high school with, how do you expect to have more? You're not a new person. You're not a new being, right? Don't confuse age with progress. All right. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you're getting wiser. We said it all the time, but it's true. How many pages a day are you reading of a new book? You wanted to learn, you went to college, or maybe you got the job and they showed you how to do the work on the job. And that's where you limited, that's where you left your mind. You left your mind at a 90-day probationary period and you never looked at everything else. But yet you say you want to be wealthy, you want to be free, you want to have this lifestyle, but I don't see any books on your shelf. I don't see these things because what, you're not obsessed with who you got to become. When you write these goals down, family, when you're choosing happiness, you're not choosing the goal, you're choosing the process. Please write that down. When you're choosing the goal, when you're choosing happiness, you're choosing the process. Okay, I'm not choosing the goal, I'm choosing the process, because the goal is going to happen by default, right? If you save, it was something I heard, if I save X amount of dollars or $200 a month in an interest account, within, I think, 20 or 30 years, you'll be a millionaire, right? $200 a month, right? So that person chose, okay, I'm about to be happy by the time these bones start to creak a little bit. Let me put $200 aside in this account every single week. Every single month for this X amount of time. And I know within the next 20 to 30 years, I have an extra million in this vehicle as well. So that person is choosing happiness. A lot of you guys are punishing yourselves out of just straight laziness, right? And if you can't read 10 pages a day, read a paragraph a day, a sentence. I mean, something, okay? You got to get out your own head. The quickest way to have more, well, I say the most, to have success at a faster pace, normally, faster than what you would do at your own learning curve, guys, is always a mentor. If you want to be a better leader, read John Maxwell, right? Or don't read him and still face adversity and just go with the wind, all right? I have some friends that have businesses and they are the worst leaders on the planet. I'm just like, oh my goodness, I would never go in partnership with them and I would never work for them. They are some of the worst business owners. They have people working for them, and I know they hurt. I know the employees are tortured because they don't have patience. They don't take classes. They don't read the books. I invite them to growth conferences. I don't need that. Your business is barely hanging on by a thread and your employees don't like talking to you, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So that's pride. Pride means I don't seek true expression. I don't seek, because God is within us and God just simply wants to completely express himself within you. So what things have you been holding off? What things are you avoiding? What things are you putting to the side and putting on the back burner because you have become a slave to complacency, because you have allowed your life to become so busy and you have overcommitted yourself that you are neglecting the things that will truly put you in a peaceful and a joyous state. And you got to be mindful of that. So choose to serve happiness. But remember, when you're choosing to serve happiness, family, you're choosing to serve the process. You're choosing the process. Okay. Happiness is a habit. Okay. Happiness is a habit. All right. When you wake up every single day, you got to say to yourself, I choose happiness. I choose happiness. I choose joy. I choose success today. I choose right action today. Everything in my life and my business is going to go in the best way. I choose, I welcome adversity. See, some of y'all probably scared to even say it. God, I welcome adversity because I know it's going to help me become a better version of me, right? You know, a lot of times adversity has to hit in the most unpredictable ways for us to finally ask for God to just, look out. Some of us don't even talk to him frequently enough. And it's unfortunate that when adversity comes and it hits our door, that's when we want to begin to build that relationship where we want to start saying, today is going to be great. Oh, Lord, help me through this, help me through that. If it's not a habit before the problem, guess what? I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if you're going to be able to handle it. So I challenge you, write that down. I challenge you to say, I choose adversity. And the only reason you're hesitant is because it just shows you got to be developed more. Your awareness has to grow. Your confidence has to grow more. And trusting adversity doesn't mean the end. All right. It's a growth area. It's a phase of growth. And I choose love and goodwill for today. I pour love and light and happiness. And the biggest battle that people face when they're speaking these things is they don't believe what they speak. Fear of the unknown, right? Somebody can say that about God. They don't know God, so they fear him. All right. You have to choose your thoughts. You are choosing Do y'all understand that nothing on the outside is making you choose your thoughts? The thought originated in your mind, in your body, it came out of you. So when you're dealing with adversity and you start talking negative to yourself, it's just you. And then it makes it worse when you're around people who are negative, they just add on to it, right? One thing that people are not aware of is that when you say I choose, so a lot of people say I choose happiness today in the chat box. But the question I have for you on tonight is not that it only came out of your mouth, but did you truly feel it in your heart? Okay. Let me ask y'all this question. If I tell you guys to say out loud, I welcome adversity, how many of you guys does that make you comfortable? Let's be very uncomfortable. Let's be very transparent tonight. Does it make you uncomfortable to say I welcome adversity? Right? Does it make you like, ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that player pimping, right? Good, because I want to teach you. This is a teaching moment. So this is what people do. Okay, Mr. Clark. So this is what people do. They say, I choose happiness, or they say, I choose peace. Some people will say, I choose wealth. Whatever it comes after I choose or I am, they'll speak it, but they don't believe it. Okay? And a lot of times what people use affirmations for is they're convincing themselves to believe. I don't use affirmations for belief. I just use it as a background noise, just to train my subconscious mind and hear it all day. Okay. So, but it took time to get to that point. Okay. So what you have to do is start to gain an awareness that are my words congruent with what I'm feeling? Okay. Man, I really want to get this. Man, I'm so happy and grateful. I'm so happy and grateful for this job. Right? You just had an interview. I'm so happy and grateful now that I got the job. They call me tomorrow. But your heart is filled with fear, worry, doubt, negativity. You're talking to yourself. The subconscious mind is saying things underneath the scenes. And that's when you got to start slowing life down and start realizing, how do you speak to yourself? All right. Because you are very important. You as a being, you're very important. And so you guys have to be conscious of that. You can say, I love you to somebody. This is a perfect example. Do y'all have seen on TV, you may know somebody in person, you got somebody that's in a relationship, and they say, one person say, I love you. It's so unfortunate. Somebody that said, it doesn't have to be a partner or a spouse or wife. It could be friends. It could be business colleagues. And somebody can say, I love you. And you know for a fact they don't mean it to the other person. All right. Yes or no in the chat box. Has anybody ever seen an example of somebody being country? Bro, you don't love that person. Not in your heart. You may say it, but it ain't in your heart. All right. So that's what we got to focus on, is the heart work. Do I truly believe? Am I truly convicted? Do I have strong conviction that what I speak is what I believe? That's where most people fail, because they're serving two masters and they have a two-way prayer. One thing that they speak is contradictory to what they say in their heart. All right. How many of y'all believe that I'm a millionaire? I just want you. How many of you guys believe I'm a millionaire? Let me just I want to give y'all a teaching moment again. All right. If you don't, keep it to yourself. I'm just kidding. All right. Anybody believe I'm a millionaire? Come on, holler at me. Okay. Okay. Cool. So the question I have for y'all is, why do you believe I'm a millionaire? Okay. Why do you believe that I'm a millionaire? And you can answer it or not, but I just want y'all to ponder on that thought. And then the second thing I want you to ask yourself, you have a strong conviction in believing that. Okay, she said, carry yourself well, you act like it. So basically the belief is an expression, confidence in what you know and what you do. Perfect. So you guys are seeing the qualities, all right? So you have a strong conviction. All right, thank you guys. Don't make me blush. You guys have a strong conviction. I believe B. Burrell is a millionaire. All right. Now, it may not be tangible, but I spiritually, wholeheartedly believe I live in this particular zip code on purpose. I have the car that I drive on purpose. Everything that I do is with the intention to feel a certain way, right? I have to feel a certain way. And that's why I got to work on my physical body, because I want to wear booty shorts. Okay, I'm kidding y'all. But I just want to feel really good about myself. So the surroundings, my feelings. So I'm doing things intentionally to to feel like a millionaire. So my next question is, because you have a strong conviction for me, my question is, do you have that strong of conviction for you, right? Do you, not saying you want to be a millionaire, but whatever the goal is, whatever it is, I am this, whatever follows I am family. Do you have that strong conviction? If not, that's what we call a two-way prayer. That's what separates the doers from the, from the has and has-beens, the doers and don'ts, because they have a strong, there we go, strong conviction. So if you look at Steph Curry, Steph Curry is the best shooter in the NBA history. Does everybody believe? Well, clearly he's proven that, but we can have a strong conviction that when he gets on the court, he's going to make majority of his shots, right? More times out of none. Okay. So are you going to make majority of your shots? That doesn't mean that you achieve the full goal, but shooting the shot is, I wrote the plan out. I analyzed the plan. I asked for assistance. I reached out to mentors. Every single step along that plan is a free throw. It's a shot that you're shooting so you can secure, so that you can be the best in your league. All right. So that's what we call a two-way prayer, is that you can believe strongly for somebody. You can look at somebody, whoever, you got different mentors around the world. You got Les Brown, you got Tony Robbins, you got Bob Proctor, rest in peace, Bob Proctor. You got David Amenitia. So you have all these people and you're like, man, I know they're going to be successful. All right. Or you can see somebody that just comments, man, I know they're going to get it. But why do you know? Y'all get what I'm saying? Why do you believe so much in this person? Why do you believe? Why do you know? And whatever you know, and whatever the answer is for why you know, you got to give yourself the same behaviors, the same habits, the same confidence. That's that person that you're saying, I know they're going to be this, that, and the other. You got to stop looking at so many people and start looking at yourself and say that to yourself, so that when you say I choose happiness, it's actually backed by feeling and action. All right. It's backed by feeling and action. All right. So you guys, and sometimes you're going to have to say it several times. Guys, it's not enough to have affirmations and read them and put them on your phone. Okay. You got to go into a shout. You hear me? There's times I'm walking, this echo. Hopefully, as I hang more pictures and stuff, this echo will go away. But sometimes I walk inside my luxury home and I'm declaring and I am speaking and I just break down and burst into tears because I can feel it so strongly. Right? God, thank you for this. Thank you for that. Thank you, God. Thank you for the hot water. Thank you for the white paint on the wall. Thank you for the light bulbs. Thank you for the electricity. Thank you for the person who built the electricity so I can be cool at night. Thank you for the hot water, because there was times in my youth, my mom was going through some challenges, y'all. So I had to take cold showers, right? We didn't have enough food. We had to rig some stuff up. So I'm thankful for these things, right? And so when you are giving thanks, guys, you can also give that same amount of thanks. You guys have to learn. We have to learn not to give thanks for things we simply can see with our eyes, but we can begin to close our eyes and we begin to use the power of our imagination and create this strong, powerful space. Because if I tell you to close your eyes right now and you begin to really embody the emotion and feel it, that's what you got to do every day. That's what you call a true affirmation. That's a declaration over your life. It's not just saying, I'm so happy and grateful now I'm happy. No, that has no emotion behind it. That's not the, I know he gonna make it feeling. You got to have the, I know you gonna make it feeling behind what you're speaking. Okay. If you see, who else is, some people love, what's that boy named LeBron James. If they see LeBron James, I know he gonna get it. I know he gonna make it. I know this person gonna get it. All right. You gotta have that same conviction, that same confidence behind you. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be weird because you never spoke highly of yourself. It's not being ego, right? It's God, I trust you, and understand You're never speaking highly of yourself. If you truly understand the power of God within you guys, you wouldn't be afraid of anything. That's why you got to focus on developing your faith and belief, because time and time again, he's going to prove to you, I got your freaking back. Why do you continue to doubt me? Why do you continue to this? Because I don't know what makes people confused. Stop, switch. Listen, you have to understand that adversity is God sent. That's what people separate. Oh, that got to be the devil trying to defeat me. The devil on my back. The devil trying. Stop giving him so much validation over your life. Stop giving him a welcome mat with your words. And I can tell you this: people have strong conviction when they speak that, but they don't have strong conviction when they say, "I choose happiness. I choose power. I choose life, love, happiness, and peace." They give the devil so much power and authority in their words and their belief system. That's why you can't serve two masters. Right? Nothing is accomplished without a desire. Desire is backed by feeling. Feeling is prayer. Ooh, that was good. Desire is backed by feeling. Your feeling is your prayer. That's it right there. That's the whole call. Your feelings are your prayer, not your words. Your words only can add, your words only add to it when your words are backed by feeling. But you can have mundane faith. You can have idle faith. Right? It hasn't been growing. You have just enough to get by. You can have enough faith just to get by. God says, I'm going to give you the desires of your heart. So your faith is just enough. So he gives you just enough because you don't desire more. Right? You have to use the wings of your imagination, the wings of your faith, and imagine everything completely in fulfillment of your desire. Everything is finished. Everything is done. So when you're walking around your home, when you're sitting in your car on your lunch break, when you're sitting in traffic, it's okay to cry. You got to get those emotions and bottled up inside of you that you're suppressing. So you're too prideful to worship. You're too prideful to let go of what you don't want. Oh, Lord have mercy. You're too prideful for people to see you in a certain praise. Right? I don't give a flying fish what nobody think. The neighbors can hear me in here declaring things. Right? Because when I declare these things, they become easier. When I believe, they become easier. See, people who don't believe they got to work harder because they believe all things are dependent upon them. See, I have complete faith and confidence. I have released any responsibility of my blessings. God told me to have faith and works. I do what I know I can do, but I have released all responsibility to him. He's my guardian. All right. If I go buy me a crib, he gonna be on the lease. You see what I'm saying? He gonna be on the lease. You gotta desire these things and feel a reality, guys, and it'll come to your pass. Happiness and joy. Your feelings is your answered prayer. Okay. When you constantly dwell on fear, negativity, worry, anger, and hate and failure in a negative state, you will become depressed as all get out and very unhappy. You have to analyze, is that your first response in the space of adversity? And there's going to be times where you're trying to reprogram yourself and do this transformation, and those original thoughts right now, those old thoughts, they're going to be saying, look at her trying to do better. Look at her trying to improve. Look at him trying to be better. Look at him still trying. He 2 years in the game. He still ain't made it. See, what you guys are going to do is allow that. Nope, I don't want to give him that validation. You're going to allow yourself to speak negative over yourself. I'm not going to say the enemy because it's not the enemy. It's not the enemy. It's just you. The old version of yourself is always battling the transformation version of you. So we got the enemy trying to take me. No, he's not. Your paradigm is so submerged in negative thinking, it's easy for you to place the blame on something that doesn't exist. Lord have mercy. Your negative thinking is so engraved in who you are, in your being, that you gotta give the enemy that doesn't exist permission over your life, right? So what do? How do we change? Guys, we just receive new information. We put ourselves in better experiences. We do an analysis of our life. If I don't like how I look, if I don't like my bank account, if I don't like my mental state, I don't like my attitude, I don't like how I respond to people, I don't like my work environment, I don't like some of my family relationships, I don't like the car I drive, I don't like the home I live in. These things, whatever these are signals for I want more, I want greater, I want better. All right. So we call this blissful dissatisfaction, is where you're grateful for where you are, but you want better. Somebody dropped the word better. in the chat box. Start better, okay? Remember, your life is what your thoughts make of it, okay? Better, better, better. So you guys have to understand, there's going to be days where you got to say, if you I'm trying to use something simple. You want more peace of your life, right? You may have to say and feel that peace 1,000 times a day. You may have to say, I choose peace. I choose peace, because your old version of you, it keeps battling. Remember, it takes 21 consecutive days. I mean, it takes 3 cycles of 21 days for your brain to start developing new cells. So if it takes you 63 days to say, God, I choose peace, I choose peace, and you got to go in that bathroom at work and close your eyes and say, God, I choose peace, get embodied. Y'all got to just stop saying it with no emotion behind it. When you say I choose peace with no emotion, it's not a prayer. It's plain and simple. I'm so happy and grateful now I'm wealthy. I'm so happy and grateful now I know how to trade. I'm so happy and grateful. That is not a prayer. That's not. It's just a speech. You're not commanding. It's no conviction behind it. So when you're speaking these things, I should look at you and say, I know he gonna make it. I know she gonna make it. Right? You gotta think about that about yourself. Oh, I know she gonna make it. I know he gonna make it. I know they're gonna make the right decision. And if you have a hiccup and you slip up and you have failure, guess what? It's the gift basket. Whew, it's the gift basket. When adversity comes knocking at your door, it's the gift basket. Right? Okay, it's the gift basket affairs. You guys be mindful of that. You cannot buy happiness with money. Okay, it's been proven time and time again. One thing you guys have to do is be careful at who you have admiration for. This is real good. You got to be careful of who you have admiration for, because there are people who worship money. There are people who actually worship material possessions, and you are confusing that with peace. You're confusing that with happiness. That's what they idolize. And you put this person on a pedestal. But when you understand how God works, he's infinite. Nobody on this planet has to be without anything. It's about their mindset. I had this goal at some point in my life. I said, God, give me so much money that I can give it away. I am so sick of people not having the mindset. I don't want to give away a bag of sandwiches and chips. I want to give a bag of mindset. Because if we can begin to shift the mentality, we can have an entire shift in this entire community, this entire economic system, right? Some millionaires I know personal millionaires right now that are miserable because they're not a good person, all right? Yeah, I'm friends with them, but they can be a better person. They don't read. They're just good at flexing. They're good at preaching it. They're good at just saying it, but they don't live it, right? I would never follow them, right? They got a lot more money, but that doesn't mean anything. You have to find your identity now, people. And remember, when you find the peace, when you find your identity, when you become a better version of you, when you work on better financial habits, guess what? That $1 million is going to come in your lap 5 years, 10, 15 years from now, and you're going to be like, perfect. John Maxwell said, money is going to do 2 things for you. It's going to give you more options, right? You're going to fall in love with being able to pay. Your bills are paid on autopilot. You pay everything cash. You're traveling the world. You get all this out your system, but what's left of you? The second thing is this. You're either going to be the person to use, you're going to use the money on you, or you're going to give the money away. And some of us have complete admiration for people who are so obsessed with looking like what you think money is. I love the person that just gave, Jeff Bezos that gave some company $100 million. That is amazing. But you're admiring the person who's won $100,000 ring. What did that do for you? How can that impact your life? How can you take away from that moment and improve your life? Now, nothing wrong with them buying $100,000 ring because it's still an asset. I mean, that's the business side of things. But you got to identify who you want to become and look for those people who align with your character, integrity, honesty, and transparency, right? There are people out there who are very unhappy, whether they're rich or poor. We see it all the time. We see millionaires who take their lives. We see poor people who take their lives. It's about building your hard work, family. Go through and do an audit of your life. What do you want to fix? What do you want to improve? And you just focus on it. Remove the dates, remove the time. It don't matter. I want to be 155 pounds by May 31st. I don't care about the date. So scratch that off. And what do I need to focus on? Well, B, how do we get down to that weight? Let's focus on the what? The process. Working out, better diet. It's really just better diet and exercise. All right. That's it. It'll happen when it happens. It's that simple. All right. The kingdom of your happiness always bring back to your thought and your feeling. Thoughts, feeling, thoughts, feeling. Happiness is a harvest of a quiet mind. I think it was this calling to ask you guys, when was the last time you used your power of imagination? When was the last time you allowed listen, if you don't take nothing else from this call, please what I'll take what I'm about to say to you right now. If you don't have the ability to generate emotion, this probably about to hurt somebody when I say this. You may not have the ability to pray. If you don't have the ability to generate emotion alone, I ain't talking about watching no movie. I ain't talking about no audios playing in the background. I'm not talking about a book you just read. I'm talking about you sitting alone, quietly, hearing the echo, hearing your voice. Do you guys understand that most people don't like sitting alone, don't like being alone because they don't like hearing their own thoughts, because they don't have the awareness that they're just doing the thinking and they think somebody else is in control? Most people, negative patterns keep them from themselves, keep them from getting to know themselves, keep them from desiring a transformation. Research proves that 90%, it was a 6 out of 10, 8 out of 10 people, you take their phones away, you take the TV away, send the family on vacation. I want you to sit at home or go to a beach, go somewhere out of your environment. Okay. If that takes for you to go sit in your car at a park, I want you to sit alone in complete silence and start tracking what comes to your mind. Because if you don't know how to sit alone and generate emotion, you don't know how to have a desire. You can have a want, but it's not a desire. And desire is prayer. Prayer is feeling. So if I'm sitting here, God, I'm so happy. Guys, I don't question $1 million. Like $1 million doesn't even faze me. The reason it's a goal is because most people that I know aren't the person. I said, I want to be different. I want to have the habits. I want to have the mindset. I want to have the resilience, the perseverance. I had to choose how many gift baskets God was going to send me. Okay, this is the road. This is the roadmap, God. Okay, we're going to take this map. I want these. Just keep sending these baskets. They hurt. But listen, I want this. I want this result. I want to be this person. So if you don't know how to sit alone and sit quiet, your phone is in another room, dead. Leave it dead. I want you to go sit in a quiet space. I want you to get you some fresh pen and paper. Beautiful place. Find some trees. Find some scenery. Get out of your house. Okay? Go into a new space. Go to a park. Sit alone with pen and paper. Write what thoughts first come to your mind, even the negative ones. You got to know, because now you can begin to say, oh, dang, I be saying this to myself. A lot of times you don't know what you're saying to yourself. But when you're quiet, you can hear yourself. You can hear God's voice. You can hear these different things. Oh, shoot, I say this to myself. I be saying this to myself. And so you begin to say, okay, that's all right. We're going to change this. We're going to start doing better things. We're going to start making improvement. And then there's this out of you. There's this goal list. There's these goals that you want to achieve. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am all my bills on auto pay. That ain't enough. You got to close your eyes. And if you can't generate, if your hand, you ain't got hands and got to be sweating, a heart racing, 100 miles an hour. But if you cannot sit there and say, I'm so happy and grateful now my bills are on auto pay, and you can't begin to generate emotion, you got to think about all your bills. Don't look at the price. Just look at the word. When it says bill and date, fill it with auto pay. All right. I'm so happy and grateful. God, thank you so much. And you begin to just feel it. And you begin to absorb it, and you begin to have this emotional experience. If your affirmations are never an emotional experience, you're not having a prayer. It's not a prayer life. It's a want life. It's an announcement. Okay. Happiness is the harvest of a quiet mind. Anchor your thoughts on peace, poise, prosperity, harmony, love, and abundance. Divine guidance, and your mind will be productive towards happiness. There is no block to your happiness. Please make sure you know this about yourself, and we're done. There is nothing blocking you from getting anything that you want. Nothing. You can say, well, I'm blocking myself, but you got to choose your words. You got to choose your feelings. No, you're just choosing to serve laziness, procrastination, lack of planning, lack of routine, lack of habit. You're just choosing to serve lack. There's nothing on the external. It's not even your job. My job ain't paying me enough. That has nothing to do with you. If your job is not paying you enough, what do you got to do? I am so happy and grateful that I have a brand new job paying me this X amount of money. But what do you got to do after you speak it? Get the freaking resume, write the plan, make some calls, make some connections. There's two ways of getting what you want. You either seek the knowledge or you deal with what was handed to you, right? Your thought is the cause. Your thought is the cause. And what happens is the effect. Okay. God is the highest and best form of happiness. And when you can master awareness, learn your faith, learn how your mind works. 63 days minimum for the habit and those brain cells to develop. Learning is going to be your greatest gift. Learning eliminates lack of confidence. It eliminates ignorance. It eliminates all that stuff. When you learn, you're like, oh, you have these aha moments and you begin to just exhale. And life is actually pretty easy, guys. Life is extremely easy, but it's the choices that we have made and the things that we say to ourselves that we have convinced ourselves that is a challenge. You have to understand the choices that we made that have put us in a space of having regret. You may be mad that you ain't saved no money last year. You didn't put aside 10%. You didn't go stick to the trading plan. You didn't stick to the weight loss plan, whatever it is. You didn't update your resume. You didn't apologize to the person you didn't apologize to somebody, or maybe somebody didn't apologize to you. Who cares? You got to start with forgiveness. And you're not even talking about forgiveness next week. You got to start with forgiveness. You're holding on to something that happened in your childhood. You hold on to something. Guys, I had played at a funeral Saturday. I went to the funeral. I'm a musician. For those who don't know, I play the drums and the keys. I said the keyboard. I went to the funeral and they keep saying this guy's name, Kevin. I'm like, Kevin? I know a Kevin, but I'm just thinking it's somebody I never met because I play funerals frequently. Somebody finally hands me the obituary and I break down because it was a friend of mine. I play the drums at 2 churches on Sundays. The first church, he's the guy who always greets me by my drum set. He's always joking with each other. We're always clowning. And I was like, what in the world happened? I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. I just thought he was on vacation. This is what makes me so eager to fulfill everything as well. My level of awareness that I'm just here temporarily. We're just passing through time. All right. We're just passing through. At any given moment, you can pass from time to eternity. Kevin, guys, was I forgot his age, but he's older. He was older than me. But he went to go have a knee surgery. And the knee surgery, from that, a clot happened. And then the next thing you know, it was it. So while you're sitting there holding on to fear, worry, doubt, lack of self-confidence, feeling defeated, talking yourself all kinds of wrong ways, you could be going at any given moment. I apologize if this conversation makes you uncomfortable, but somebody needs to hear it. How many Mondays do you have left? While you're sitting there loving procrastination, holding on to hesitation, holding on to being disobedient. The children of Israel it took them 30 years to reach the promised land, and it should have took them 8 days. Why? Because they were disobedient. They didn't trust God. He had to send them through 38 years of life lessons for them to finally make it to a place that could have took them 8 days. So what are you doing? What are you neglecting? What are you hiding? What are you shying away from? What are you speaking wrongfully to yourself that's going to put you in a space to take you 38 years to get to your promise, and you sitting there blaming the enemy, but all you had to do was be obedient to reading and growing and developing and being confident and trusting that God will glory will prevail for your life. So I hope y'all feeling me. I hope y'all feeling me. Okay, let's get it. Let's go. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm excited. I am grateful. I am so thankful. All right. The hashtag tonight Choose happiness. Choose happiness. No, the hashtag tonight is choose feeling. Because if you're not feeling, you're not praying. Because God gives you the desire, and desire comes with feeling. And so if you're not feeling what you're speaking and what you're asking for, you never prayed in the first place. Whew. Come on, B. You never prayed in the first place. Somebody playing up this call. All right. The hashtag in the y'all do me a favor, go to the generational wealth chat and go to the chat and say, choose feeling. Just hashtag choose feeling, choose feeling, choose feeling. Because those of you who showed up tonight, you now know when you're praying, that thing better have some feeling behind it. Because God can't hear your signal. He can't feel your signal if it ain't feeling. He feels you. Right? So send out a signal. Send out the call. Call his name. Go to the park. Go to the beach. Go to the place and get it out your system and be uncomfortable and get it out of and send that freaking signal and get what you want and don't focus on the time. The time don't matter. All right? But choose the feeling. I love y'all. We'll be back here next week. I'll drop the playback here soon. I am super grateful. And thank y'all for being here because I even needed this call. All right? I love y'all. Let's get it. Let's attack this week. And don't forget your assignment. Go be quiet and get it out your system. All right. I love y'all. Choose feeling. Peace and blessings, fam.